it's Mel from Insatiable Mel, and welcome to Mel TV. And today I am going to talk to you about tip number 2. Tip number 2 and how you can stop comfort eating or recreational eating and avoid binge eating on crap food. I went into a bit more details on my first video, the reasons why I don't go straight into food hacks, because the most important things to go towards a diet-free mindset and also to start craving junk food, it is very important to get your mindset straight. So these are the reasons why I'm sharing with you really quick tips that you can do right now without having to go through some sort of complicated exercise. So if this is the first time you've seen me, I am Mel, hello, and I am an eating mindset coach and eating disorder and weight loss rapid transformational coach. I help people to be free from any kind of dieting and to help them discover how to enjoy eating again without any sort of macro measuring, calorie counting and all that malarkey. And that's basically it. So everything to do with eating relationships, I help people with to stop their unhealthy eating habits so that they can lose weight naturally without dieting. Today I'm going to share tip number 2. It's going to be really quick, and the reason why I think this tip is really important towards your final mindset to be free from dieting and also to avoid eating crap food, to stop those cravings for foods that doesn't nourish your body. And I'm talking about things like biscuits and cakes and all those things that is nice in your mouth to taste, but it really doesn't do anything for our health. So you know what I'm getting at anyway. So this tip number 2 is swapping your language, the words that you say. And the reason why I think this is probably one of the most important tips to a diet-free mind frame and to also stop you from craving crap food is because every single thing that you say to yourself, every single belief or words that you say has a physical reaction in your body. Say, for example, by simply being mindful about what you say to yourself, and you'll be surprised of how many things that you say continuously on a not even a daily basis, and basically every waking hour that you say has a physical reaction in your body. So for example, if I can just take it down to simple terms, waking up in the morning and let's say you're like rushing around and everything, you go out the front door and you forgot your keys. So you're thinking, why am I so forgetful? You know, and I know everyone has said that, like, I'm so forgetful. And, you know, you hear that kind of phrase all the time. But when you repeat these things over and over again, the mind is so powerful, it starts believing that you are forgetful. So instead of saying I'm forgetful all the time, which is something that the brain will start believing if you say it enough times, instead, I remembered my keys at home, or I remembered my lunch on the side, instead of I forgot my lunch on the side. You know, another simple example is like, if you're not very good at cooking, you could be saying continuously, I'm such a rubbish cook, I can't cook anything. And you'll probably find people who continuously say I'm rubbish at something end up being, you know, a prophet. They end up being rubbish at something only purely because they believe they are rubbish in something. So just reversing the way that you talk to yourself. So instead of saying I'm rubbish at cooking, just say I love learning how to cook new things. I love it when I'm trying new recipes. So yeah, maybe it's a bit of a disaster, but you could turn around and say like, I love experimenting on how this meal went, and next time I know not to do this. So just changing that mind frame will really dramatically help. And reasons why I also think it's really, really important when you change your mindset to more positive words, it also lessens the chances of you caving into junk food or craving or going to emotional eating. And you know who you are. If you're an emotional eater, you know it's when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling sad, you're feeling tired, any negative or draining feeling that you have. A lot of people, especially if you've got unhealthy relationships to food, instead of trying to trigger off your problem solving part of your brain, the autopilot part of you thinking, I need a biscuit, I feel like I need a cake, or I need some carbs, because I'm feeling anxious. So by changing everything that you say to yourself, continuously reversing all the negative talk to yourself, will also enhance how you feel about yourself generally. So that will then reduce your need to snack on junk food. So talking about food relationships, so when you eat salad, for example, and it's like really boring, and your friend's having chips and McDonald's or something next to you, and you smell it and it smells really yummy, try to prevent falling into that default, because the default, after all, is only because you've learned the way that you eat. Like we grew up with McDonald's, maybe we grew up loving carby things, because in my previous videos, just to say it quickly, that all our eating habits are learnt. So, eating cakes and biscuits, we weren't born to eat these things. However, we have learned to connect them to those feelings. So when you're sat down eating your lunch and your friends are having McDonald's, for example, and it does look yummy, try to avoid like falling to that default is, they're really yummy, and look at me with my sad little salad. Just think, again, it might sound really fake and it might feel so unnatural for you, but like try to reverse it and just say, I really, really love feeding my body this good food, because I deserve to have the body that I want. I deserve to have this health. That McDonald's absolutely is gross. Honestly, sometimes I completely embarrass myself, because now I have a reflex whenever, because I'm vegan as well. And when I see other people eating their like McDonald's, I automatically now like make a face, and I shouldn't do. It's so unprofessional, but I'm like going, oh, how could you eat that dog crap, So whatever it takes, your mind will believe everything you say to it. So reverse it around. So let's say, for example, you didn't like do your mind hack. You just said to yourself, I'm really sad with my salad, and they look so good with their McDonald's or their pizza. That looks so great. What do you think your mind is thinking? Your mind is already kind of thinking to itself that it's feeling deprived, because you're telling it that you should eat this, but really you prefer to have that. So that's what we want to get away from, because at the end of the day, like I said before, we are driven by 90% of our unconscious mind, subconscious mind, and only 10% of our actions is driven by the conscious mind. So if you're there really believing that you're being deprived, then it's really going to be hard for you to disconnect from those foods. So that is the second hack. Try and be mindful with everything that you say, because the happier you feel, the more like the less negativity that you feel, the stronger that you're going to feel like to go onto your diet-free journey and to be free from binging on junk food. So again, like I said, when it comes to food, and it's not necessarily something that you enjoy straight away, you will do, but it all starts with the mind. So every time that you eat something healthy, really, really reinforce those good feelings of eating healthy. And every time you see like junk food and biscuits, just say, no, I don't eat that rubbish. Already label yourself as a healthy eater. So I hope that has helped you. Tip number 2. And along with my other tips that will really help towards your diet-free lifestyle and to be able to say no to junk food easily and effortlessly. And on that note, I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and I will see you for the next hack towards a diet-free lifestyle and to stop binge eating for good. Okay, bye-bye.